got a lot of the same friends, and soon enough there come a weekend when we just stop bringing up. Yeah, maybe I'm weak, but it's taking too long to get over you. I'm not ready to need you again, unless this time we're holding on. The truth is I don't know how to forget. So when I saw you coming, I knew I'd be swept right back up, and I didn't care. Been hiding from the truth, but it got me nowhere. 'Cause I'm not ready to need you again, but I need you again. I'll be swept right back up, and I didn't care. Been hiding from the truth, but it got me nowhere. 'Cause I'm not ready to need you again. Funny how something can hurt you so bad, but you fall right back. Happens just like that. And I'm not quite convinced that it won't end the same this time. Tell me, can people really get a fresh start? Should I be more careful with my heart? I'm treading carefully. Crazy how something can scar you so deep, but you fall right back. I'm not ready to need you again, unless this time we're holding on. The truth is I don't know how to forget. So when I saw you coming, I knew I'd be swept right back up, and I didn't care. Been hiding from the truth, but it got me nowhere. 'Cause I'm not ready to need you again, but I need you again. I need you, I need you I'll be swept right back up, and I didn't care. Been hiding from the truth, but it got me nowhere. 'Cause I'm not ready to need you again, but I need you again. I just wanna
I'm running on diesel, baby, I'm active. Shawty wanna know what's happening. Baby, no cap, I'm captain. Honey, no rings on me, ain't bagging. Diesel, feeling I'm massive. I kill it like Shaq, I'm shacking. That little bitch, she savage. Hit it on top all night, I'm damaged. Bomb, 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 yeah, bomb, 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 bomb. Feeling I'm massive. Kill it like bomb, 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 bomb.
I just wait a while, wait a while, wait a while. I just wait a while, wait a while, wait a while. I just wanna wait a while, wait a while.
Okay. Hopefully, stream is working. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. I've been streaming in a little while now. Too many things came up. Up that a little bit. Yeah, so I just wanted to get back into it. Couldn't play my Erudite anymore. It became next to impossible to try and level. I was basically stuck in 16 forever. I started working on my blacksmithing. Where am I going? Level 9. Oh yeah, I was going to get my spells. So what I did was I decided to start a new character. The Erudite Shadowknight's still there. All the basic gear that she had. But I decided to start a Dark Elf just because I wanted still something a little bit difficult. Not something as easy to traverse. Say a human, which is sometimes usually my preference, because that way I can bank and get food and everything just about anywhere I want. So it makes traveling and stuff much easier. But I decided to do a Dark Elf this time and kind of start a new series and kind of branch off. I kind of lost my way with the Erudite 2. I started focusing on blacksmithing, and I got her blacksmithing skill up to I think it was like 178 or 179. That's a whole issue. My UI also kind of got messed up, so I tried to stream yesterday and I couldn't get the UI set up. So I decided to spend a couple hours this morning trying to fix it. I should probably just install WinEQ at this point. There's no reason not to. I just want to see something here. Do that and that. So there's a couple of things that have been happening lately too that I also wanted to talk about. So I decided to stream. There's obviously some issues with the hero's journey. There's some issues with Project Quarm as well. Like, what the hell's going on? So I got a couple of videos queued up that I want to watch and react to as well. But mainly I just wanted to kind of play a fresh character. I decided not to go the route of completely fresh, simply because it didn't offer me enough variety in the streaming. I was basically stuck in one spot constantly all the time, and now, I mean, that's just Everquest at some point, right? You're gonna be farming like one mob at a time, every 15 or 20 minutes. I tried to do an Ixar as well, but I couldn't find a way to get the gear down there. I thought about doing, an Ixar from scratch. I thought about it some more, and then I just kind of decided, you know what? They're kind of a little out of the way. It is a good start anyway, no matter what. I mean, anybody can attest to that. I think if you're making a first character, Ixar is probably one of the better first characters to make. But there is the issue of experience penalty, depending on what class you decide to start with, depending on what era you decide to start with. I mean, if you were to start one now and start from 0, it'd be a lot easier than it would be if you started on a fresh server, which for some reason now more than ever, I actually feel like we're going to be getting a new server, just because of the issues that is going on with the hero's journey, which apparently I think they're getting sued or something. Project Quarm ended up getting shut down, I think, because of the lawsuit, but I'm not 100% sure. Again, I think on a past stream I was talking about there was some favoritism going on, some like really crazy favoritism going on with Quarm. Stuff like apparently GMs giving out 42 slot bags or something crazy like that. I don't know. I haven't really only really just skimmed the surface of it to kind of see what's going on. That's why I kind of have a couple of videos there. Well, hopefully I have a couple of videos lined up to actually kind of watch on stream and kind of react to. I don't really know. It's kind of hard to tell what the feedback is for this kind of stuff. My guess is most people are probably pissed off. But I think Quorum lost. I mean, Quorum was constantly like 2K for the longest time. I don't know if it reached at the end of its cycle in terms of getting to the last expansion and then everybody leveled and then everybody just dropped off anyway. But I thought that it hadn't reached Planes of Power yet. But I could be wrong. So that could have been some of the reason why there was a drop in the server count and stuff like that. But it felt like there was a point in time where I had heard rumblings about some corruption, some form of payment and stuff for GM favoritism. I don't know how much of that is true. Most people actually expected P99 blue and green to actually jump in players, but it seems to have had the opposite effect, at least for the time being. Go this way, get my spells. So it seems to have the opposite effect, because I've noticed in the last, probably maybe it's because summer hit and stuff too, I don't know. You know, I've been spending a lot more time outside as well. So it could be it could be like, you know, a trifecta combination of just about everything, right? It could be people pissed off with the Quorum situation too, but I don't think that has anything to do with the P99 guys and gals or whatever. So, see, trying to remember down this way. I'm pretty sure it's down this way. So we'll see what's going on there. I'm not really sure. There was a lot of chatter the other day in OOC about in OOC and EC about, you know, what was going on. Take that with a grain of salt. I think I'm back here, right? Pretty sure. I think I have enough money for my spells too. My boys guarding the place. And the hero's journey too, that whole situation. Apparently they never had permission or something. From my understanding, they never had permission to do what they're doing. And they were actually stripping the code from the game from Steam. I think that might have been an issue as well. I don't know if they were monetizing it on top of that. I don't really know. I'm not really sure. Although I think with the popularity of that server, I think Dark. What's the name of the studio that runs live now? Dark something. I think they ought to like take a look at that and say, oh, this is actually what people actually kind of want, not this Chrono microtransaction build BS. If Live were to actually provide a service like this, I'd happily pay a monthly fee to play it. They kind of need to do what WoW kind of did and realize that there is a market here for it and actually have it available on Steam as this. I mean, it still probably would do about the same, I think. Maybe that's probably why they haven't bothered, but they could offer some bug fixes into the original code. I don't know. I think somebody was saying the other day too that this isn't the original code. It's like a facsimile, so there's a lot of things that aren't right. Got my spells. Do you have my spells? I don't think you do. Not you. Oh, it's Dooming Darkness. It must be this one. Let's Let's see. I'm pretty sure life tap. Life tap is the first one. I think Leering Corpse is the first one. No, wait. Yeah, Leering Corpse is the first one. These Cloud for sure. Clinging Darkness, I think, is level 15, yeah. Life and Strength as well, I think. It's only like 5 spells. And like Locate Corpse. Is that right? Did I buy it a couple of times? Oh, my inventory. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. Who's selling a bag? Anybody selling a bag here? I was also running into too many issues trying to level. Can't level in the Karanas because of the treants now. That makes it a lot harder. Again, it would probably be different on a brand new server because those wouldn't be in there on day one. I should have bought more bags. Should just have all bags. I don't need a spot for. Keep holding spots open for a light source, and I don't need one. Bag thing. Even a sack. Give me a sack. There we go. Oh, I gotta pick that up first. I still don't plan on giving any money or anything besides if anything that she already has. I don't plan on still plan on earning the money. I don't plan on giving money over. I can't have a. God damn. Okay, drop this on the ground. Okay, that goes there. But you could, I guess you can't. All right. Let's open the bag. Yeah, I plan on earning the money. Anyway, I don't plan on giving any money, but I don't need anything anyway. I basically have everything that I need. But for spells and whatnot, ports and everything like that. I wanted to actually try to do a actually like pure evil character. That, you know, like kill guards and treants and stuff. It is a little bit difficult, but not like crazy difficult. The other side of it is too, some of the quests you can do that give good experience, like the belts and that actually improve your faction. So I never turn those in. But I probably will end up turning them in because I'm probably going to kill orcs because that's a good way to level at this point. Alright, let's just buy a couple extra there. Fit them in. Could be that one there. Goes there. Do have backpacks and stuff too, basically. Just using whatever I had on my 50 some odd other Shadowknight. Some of it anyway. Some of it was pieced from other things. Some I just kind of had lying around as well. Okay, now let's go by the spells. It'll be very interesting to see what's actually going on. Okay. The life tap, yeah. Life tap. Corpse, although I'll probably never use it. Disease Cloud. Yeah. So you never get cavorting bones, huh? Did I do steel strength? No. 1, 2, 3. thought it was 5 spells. Is Locate Corpse the other one? Let's see. So Disease Cloud I have. Life Tap. Disease Cloud and Second Strength. Invisibility versus Undead. Oh, that's the other one. Okay. It's actually a pretty good spell. Yeah, Locate Corpse is the other one. I'm gonna buy it anyway. Doesn't really matter. I'll never ever use it, but you never know. Now, I think obviously now this area of the world is a hell of a lot better to level than Erudite is. Although I thought about actually making an Erudite Shadowknight with gear and then trying that area again with gear. But I don't know. I kind of already experienced most of that stuff over there, so there's still, even with gear with that Shadowknight, I would still run into the problem of I'd have to travel so far just to get to a spot where I can actually get some XP, where I'm not worried about being ambushed all the time. Kind of unfortunate. So I do not recommend playing as an Erudite Shadowknight. Starting off anyway. Unless you have somebody to port you around or something like that, it would be that's what I would wait for. I should have a video going up tonight too. I don't know how well it would do. Something that I kind of tried to do on the live stream, I think the last time, where I did a tier list of all the classes and stuff. When I did it on stream, I actually forgot a lot of stuff about it, and I was like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. That shouldn't be there. That should actually be here. I should actually make more categories instead of just like A, B, C, and D. I wanted like a B plus and a B minus and stuff, and because some classes, they're not quite where they could be. I'm not even gonna bother memorizing either one of these. I'll memorize the Invisible versus Undead. But I think Nectalos Forest without gear, I thought about doing that too. I thought about doing without gear, but again, my thought was more of it'll be a little bit quicker going through while streaming. It won't be as slow. I think that's everything, right? Okay. I gotta put these spells down here. A little less boring. Not a whole lot less boring, but it'll be hopefully a little less boring. One of the things with the game, it's not really streamable in terms of like action content or anything like that. But I've been getting a lot of comments about people saying they like watching it in the background or whatever. That's fine. I'll try to not talk as much, but no promises. Hopefully the music's all right. See. So I think that's okay. Harm touch bash. Trying to remember where most of this stuff was. Probably won't need ranged anytime soon. That over there. That over there. Try to keep them the same because my fingers always go to the same button. Okay. I mean, I started this character yesterday and I'm already level 9, whereas without gear, I think it was 3 days, 2 days, maybe like 2 full play sessions. Just to sort of catch up to where I was. Maybe I'll strip after I hit like level 16 or something like that, like when I hit the other level that I was with the Erudite Shadowknight. So kind of carry on from there, but we'll see. That might be a better idea, actually, now that I think about it. Just earn my own money and then strip the gear away once I catch up. But I would also like to keep that as something separate that I'll go back to, and then have this as something else as well. This will be something when, like today, for example, I probably won't be streaming for 3 or 4 hours today like I did the other day. But something that I have, maybe for a shorter stream or something where it's a little bit faster. I mean, I already have, this would be my 4th, 5th Shadowknight now that I have. So, but I like it. I like playing the Shadowknight, even though, spoiler alert, in my ranking, they ended up being F tier. But that's just my opinion. No, I think they get better, much better at the end game. I think they're much better once they hit I think it's like 55 or something like that. They're a much better class. I don't know how much higher they go, but they're much better than F tier. Once you hit I think it's 50. I think it's 55 or 56 maybe. I can't remember the spell that you get at that level, but there's a really good spell. But again, it's kind of difficult to get to that point right now. The other thing was I started to save. I actually went out and farmed a whole bunch of skins. I went out and farmed a whole bunch of spiderling silk with my... This stuff here, is this spiders? That's spider silk, okay. With my Erudite Shadowknight, just because I needed it for the blacksmithing skill. So I didn't record all of that. I wish I'd recorded the entire thing because there was something very, very interesting that I found out. What's that one there? And this one's... Oh, I have them reversed. Okay. Something very interesting that I found out. Maybe everybody else knows, but I didn't know. Like, the consensus was always having a really high... according to the wiki, it says strength or intelligence. For strength, intelligence, or wisdom, I think, for blacksmithing. Whichever one is the highest. Once I hit... I think it was 100. I think when I blacksmithing got to 132. I think it was 132. I took a screenshot of it anyway because I was like, this is really weird. I had 117 intelligence and I hit 132, which was not bad at all. I was actually able to, for the most part, get the money back that I put in. But at 132, I went, I think it was somewhere between 60 and 100 combines. And I did not get a skill up, which is very strange. Could just be the randomness of it, I suppose, obviously. But it was very strange. And then what I did was I had some sentient armor in the bank, and I threw the sentient armor on to see if the increase in intelligence would matter. I got the intelligence up to 175, I think, with the sentient armor, and it immediately made a difference in terms of the skill ups. And then I think it did make a difference in the skills right away, and then it petered off again. And it didn't matter. I could have 117 intelligence or 175 intelligence. The difference in skill ups after a certain point, I can't remember what the skill number was, but like after I put the intelligence gear on, it did go to 133. It went to 133, 134, 135, and then whatever the cap was for I think it was banded something. I can't remember off the top of my head. It was right before you do the banded cloak, I think. The banded cloak was after that. Anyway, once I hit that cap, it stopped again, and no matter what one I did, the number was always the same. Now the only difference was the successfully creating the item, but the skill ups didn't change after that initial whatever it was, like 6 points or whatever. Again, it could just be random. I get that. The only thing was, I think it was around, I think my skill up percentage for up to 170, whenever you start doing plate, which I think is 174 or 175. Once I got to that point, whatever, like the 40 skill ups in there that I had, it was roughly the same with a high intelligence or a low intelligence. It didn't change, which makes me, there was a couple of possibilities. It could either be, it wasn't based on intelligence at all, like the wiki says it is, which is very possible. And it's based solely on strength. I didn't really test the strength because I didn't have any strength gear to test it with. But let's say the intelligence was right. It was somewhere in the neighborhood of I think over the entire amount of combines that I did, I think it was somewhere between 1% and 2% chance. I think maybe it was like 4% to actually get a skill up. No matter what my intelligence was, it didn't seem to matter. Like I did 100 combinations with 175 intelligence and 100 combinations with 117. Again, it's not really a big, it's like what, 50, 60 points, 70 points, I guess, 60 points in the difference. But there wasn't a noticeable difference. So it didn't really matter the fact that I actually put the gear on and was actually doing it. So again, just to kind of go back to starting from scratch, it didn't seem to make a difference in your skill up points. It did make a difference in the successful completions. So that was kind of weird because it was, I think it was somewhere in the neighborhood of like 80 something percent with the 175 intelligence, and it was like 65%, 60%. There's about a 15% difference anyway in terms of actual completions, regardless of whether or not I got a skill up. That could be, again, that could just be randomness. But like I said, I did about 100 or so where I was actually tracking it. I kind of stopped at 100. I figured 100's at least some information. It's not 1,000. It's not 1,000,000. It's not infinite. But yeah, the skill ups didn't seem to matter, but the return on my investment seemed to matter a little bit. But like I said, about 15% or so. I think I can take this guy now. Nope, he's still red. Okay. Who's over there? Wilkie. Okay. Cleric. Probably just killing him. Just a couple on the side there, but so there wasn't a big difference. That was the thing that was surprising to me. And then I think it was at 175 when I actually, because I wanted to actually get to the fine plate, I actually put a couple of more pieces of intelligence gear on my Shadowknight to actually bump it to 204, something in there. It still didn't seem to change my skill up. The skill up percentage numbers were still the same. It was still around like it was 1 out of every maybe 15 or 20 combines. Which maybe that's just how it's coded. I don't know. And maybe at 255 intelligence it changes as well. I don't know. There didn't seem to be any difference though between 117 and 20. I think it was like 204 or 206 maybe. Which is interesting. I always thought it would be much faster to skill up with a much higher intelligence. I mean, I increased the intelligence by almost 100 points, so that should have had a bigger effect than what it did. And it didn't seem to make any difference with the skill up. With the completions, yes. Skill ups, not at all. Hey, there's some cash. Here. Now, I know some of these guys will hit a lot harder. Wow. It's interrupted all over the place. Yeesh. I also thought about I actually forgot I should have trained these skills. Man, I cannot catch this. Get over there. Yeah. Another one. Wheat. Yeah, I'm pretty heavily geared, so for this level anyway. Nothing super crazy or anything, but I'll keep that down a bit. Hopefully it's not too bad. Hasn't seemed to have been the last time I've listened to the last couple of streams. You bugger. Right here. Be over here. Yeah, it was kind of interesting anyway. It's at least you know if you start a new character, and it might be a difference if you're like under 100. It might be a bigger difference. It might be a larger gap. I don't know, but increasing it by like I said, around what is it, about 87 points, didn't seem to make a difference in your skill up. Didn't seem to, anyway. I said after about 100-ish or so, maybe. Well, I suppose it was about 60 something, about 60 points. Didn't seem to make a difference with your skill up. That's quite a bit. That's quite a bit of gear, actually. If you think about how much intelligence it requires to get, like how many different pieces of gear you have to have with intelligence on it. And to know that it really didn't make a difference in your skill up, it's kind of good, actually. Because I know you can fail and still get a skill up, like you won't complete it. The only thing the completion portion was good was just the fact that if you spent the money to actually raise your skill, you would actually be able to sell what you made to do to try to get the next skill point. So that's one thing I found with actually the fine plate. Once I got there and I did the 3 points in that, I was actually making money off of the fine steel collar that you get to make. I think it was like a platinum per piece. That's just vendor. It costs, I think, 20 plat to make one. And then you resold it for like 20 and a half, maybe 20.1 or something like that. 21 platinum and like 1 gold. So I was actually making a little bit of money there, but I just kind of gave up at that point. And that's kind of also why I gave up playing the Erudite, for a few other reasons as well. I just kind of got burnt out by spending 3 days or 4 days trying to get the materials to level it up and stuff. That was rough. But at least it's doable. Which is why I started doing it in the first place. Why is it? What? Where'd he go? Just vanished. Okay. Grab this guy then. There we go. Resisted. Perfect. Yeah, I meant to actually train the first level, because that seems to matter a lot. Well, there, I just got Conjuration 1. I almost did a troll too. Or sorry, not a troll, an ogre. I can't fashion quest an ogre. I just can't. I can't do it. I tried, and I was just like, I can't do this. It's just like a big blue blob. Just couldn't do it. Because that was my other thought, was actually just to restart as an ogre and do a fresh start as an ogre, since that's the general consensus of the best Shadowknight race. The low intelligence, though, I don't know. The Erudite, I will say, the Erudite with a very high intelligence was something of an eye-opener for me in terms of not having any gear and being able to just kind of keep going with casting spells. It was an eye-opener for sure. I didn't realize how much of a difference it is. Oh, there's another low quality. So I'm going to be saving all of... That's the reason I'm killing them. Although they are giving me experience now. The reason I'm killing some of the green bears and wolves and stuff is because I'm trying to collect the low quality skins to actually be able to keep leveling up the blacksmithing skill on that side. Because now that I have a blacksmith, I want to level them up. And the leather padding is super expensive. I'd rather just farm it myself. So I was actually a bit surprised that the Freeport guards don't actually hate me. I could have sworn that originally the Freeport guards hated Dark Elf Shadowknights. They do not, which is very strange. Is that Shinrin? Shinri? Legionnaire, okay. But yeah, I couldn't fashion quest the ogre. It just can't do it. Can't do it. Even though the stats would have been better. I've most of the gear that I have compensates for the lack of strength. Like, I think my strength is 188. There's not a huge difference. There is a huge difference when you get to like 250. If the DPS calculator is even accurate. Let's assume that it is. It's pretty close anyway. Like, once you get up into the 200s and that, your DPS with one hands doesn't change all that much. It's a couple of points. But with two-hander, it goes up like 20 and 30 damage per swing, which is a lot. It can add up. So that's the big difference. Hoping to actually be able to travel to Unrest with my Shadowknight, but that's going to be really hard. Another downside of playing an evil race. One conclusion I came to from playing the Erudite. Oop, Griffin. There is absolutely no point to your first character being an evil race. Unless you're a caster, somebody that can port, somebody that can travel around easy. Any melee class, I don't recommend it, but that's just my opinion. Obviously, I don't think I mean, a troll probably be alright. Warrior troll probably be alright to level. For the most part, anyway. I wouldn't recommend Shadowknight with the experience penalty, for sure. Did they both come? You son of a... Oh, no, 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 no. Stay away from the bird. Stay away from the bird. Big bird over there. Don't need that. Don't need that. Oh, bear. Trying to keep my skills max to, even though it's hard, a low level. What do we got? Slashing is 50. So we'll go with the one-handed blunt next. Two-handed slashing. And piercing. Okay. You have anything? Nope. There's also a way better way to make money here. Not early on, mind you. Early on, it's still not a great place because people won't. Actually, I think you only need like tailoring skill of like 88. Not a hard number to actually get to. So it wouldn't surprise me if being early on, actually getting your tailoring up like right away on it, like a fresh server or something, be a pretty easy goal to get to. Or to achieve, rather. Wouldn't be that difficult. Now, you may have competition for mobs and stuff, I guess, but... where's Big Bird at? Over there somewhere. Don't really like taking on yellow lions because... Oh, there's usually another one. There he is. Did I not just turn around and look that way and he was not there? On now. What happened to the music? Stop again? Really kind of annoying. Didn't pause it. Why would it stop? Did not pause it. Why would you stop? Must just be something YouTube does automatically now. Okay. There's another lion back there. Let's grab him. But I do want to get to the point where I'm killing Freeport guards. So the goal is to actually just be fully evil, be hated everywheres. Pretty much there right now. The only place that doesn't seem to hate me is the Freeport guards, which again is very strange. I don't know if that was changed or something. But it definitely, I remember being attacked by Sergeant Slate non-stop in the East Common Lands as my Dark Elf Shadowknight before, and I never killed a single guard, so I'm not sure what's up with that. Okay, let's take that. That's worth the money. Whoop, whoop. The big bear. Is he gonna attack? No. Okay. Could try to go to Befallen, maybe. Maybe make a trip there. probably, it's really weird because I could have sworn Befallen you could start at like level 6. Like the first few mobs in the front area were like right at your level. But the last time I think I went there, one of them was red. So I don't know. Rip snake. I still might do an ogre something. Maybe an ogre shaman or something like that. Start them from scratch. I probably won't do another Shadowknight after this. That's worth something. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, let's go, big boy. Don't have my harm touch, so if it gets... Oh, he just crushed me for quite a bit there. Uh-oh. I might have to swap out to the old cheat stick, as I call it. The venomous axe. I didn't need to. I still think these guys hate me. Yes, they do. Well, they're giving me the stink eye anyway. They don't hate me all the way yet. Yeah, I also really wanted to do, because I've never leveled an XR past. I think the highest I got in XR was like 14 on P99. Okay. Yeah, I think it was like 14 on P99 was the highest that I got, and then I didn't continue. It's pretty similar to, it was pretty early on. It was pretty similar to the Erudite, actually. It was when you try to go anywheres to level. Because without gear, trying to level an XR in the areas that you can level an XR with no gear, they're much, much harder mobs than they are in the old world. Like, everything has twice as many hit points in most instances. Does this guy hate me? No. Okay. Dubious. Give me the old stink eye, but... Ew. Oh, he resisted. That's good. Try this again. Volume get reset too on top of it. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. So annoying sometimes. I don't know if I'd actually have a difference with the win EQ or not. I know the crashes would probably stop, but... There was also the... that reminds me of the stop killing games thing that was going on. I don't have too much of an opinion on that. I don't really know what the only thing I will say is that EverQuest is the prime example of Project 1999 is the prime example of why what the intent behind what they were trying to do is real, because at least it's preserving a game as it was originally made, and it's left up to somebody else to sort of manage the quote unquote live service element of it, because it is a shame when certain games just go dead. But I guess it's about IP control and that too, right? That's the tricky part about it. But I mean, like WoW Classic, before Blizzard took it over, you know, that was extremely popular. And even Classic EverQuest servers were extremely popular. And then, is it Daybreak? I can't remember. I think it's Daybreak. And then once Daybreak kind of got involved, they just came to an agreement saying, as long as you don't monetize, and as long as you don't go past a certain point, I guess, whatever. I can't remember. I don't remember all the rules. I just remember don't collect any money. You can have donations to keep the server going, and stuff like that, which I have donated in the past, just because. I mean, like I said, I would be paying a monthly fee if I had to play this version of the game. I don't know if other people would. Part of it is the fact that it's free, so free, quote unquote free. But that was another thing that sort of happened in the last like little bit that had to do with games. It's actually I thought it was. I had never heard about it, and then I thought it was actually pretty relevant to the EverQuest sort of community, I guess, because it directly was something that EverQuest actually did. It kept the live portion of that game going, or it kept the preserved state of the original game going, and had nothing to do with the original company. And like I said, I think it's a completely different mode that uses the assets from the original game, which is why they say you should have an original copy of the game, as I'm sure most of us do. I'll have mine here somewhere. That out. I actually thought about traveling to Erudite to kill the guards and skeletons like I saw some of the other players doing. Apparently it's supposed to be good money. I might do that. Maybe. When I get to the appropriate level anyway. I think it's like 18 maybe, something like that. But they're always camped. They were camped there for the entire time that I was leveling. So I should have my pet. I don't know why I don't have my pet out. And Blunt's 52. Okay. Go to piercing. Ooh, Mithril Greaves. I don't have any cash. Shoot. Maybe we'll take a couple greater light stones for it. Probably not. Yeah, do I actually have any? I don't have any bone chips. Great. Good planning. Let's see if we can find some bone chips somewhere. Usually skeletons wandering around here somewhere. But I do think that P99 is exactly what the intent of what that petition was. Like in this, I don't know what the wording exactly was, but I think that was the spirit of it, was to sort of keep it alive in some form. Come here, you. In? Nope. Yeah, and then I gotta throw my BP on. Probably should just have it on while I'm running around or leveling. Seems better than any of the stats that I get or that I have. But this is Fashion Quest. And the phase spider carapace is pretty sweet looking. Yeah, I think in the spirit of what that petition was, I think this is like a prime example of what it should be. As well as like other things, like the absolute perfect example that I thought of that nobody that I saw mentioned is this notion, especially with the Switch, because I recently bought a Switch 2 for my daughter, and it plays old Nintendo cartridges, like old Switch cartridges, and because I don't have it connected to the internet, certain cartridges that are playable on the Switch 1 are not playable on the Switch 2 unless they get an update. Okay, for some purposes, I understand the point of that because it's a different machine, etc., etc. But the thing of not being able to run a game that you own and bought and paid for, it goes across anything else. Like eventually, at some point, the cartridges and stuff that you have even for the original Switch that work now, if you always keep it connected online, at some point it'll say, you can't play this unless you connect to the online servers, blah, 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 because they got to get your information, they got to get your data and all that wonderful stuff. That's, I think, another part of it, which if I buy a game for the Switch and it's supposed to be a portable device, I can play wherever I go and stuff, and especially if I go into the woods or up to the cabin or something like that, up to the cottage, then I should be able to play it up there without having an internet connection. Kind of the point of having a portable thing. But with some games, you won't be able to do that. I think that's the end goal as well. I think that at some point it'll be, you can't play this portable game system unless you're connected to the internet, which kind of sucks. And I think the way that kind of stuff is going generally across the board kind of sucks. Where basically everything, I've ranted about this, I don't know how many times. I'm sure anybody that has watched any of my other videos, I bought a controller for my PC, I think because I think at the time I was playing Call of Duty on my PC. And I wanted a controller for it. And I didn't want anything very expensive. And I think it was like $40 or something like that. And it was wired and everything. And when I plugged it in, it wouldn't function until I downloaded an app on my phone and confirmed that I had actually purchased this product. And I almost threw the controller across the room. I was like, what on earth does a controller have anything to do with scanning a QR code so I can activate it on my phone? What does that have anything to do with a controller working? And you might not agree with that, but for me, that was, I literally almost just threw that thing. I was like, nope, this is getting returned. Not dealing with that whatsoever. I tried a million different things with it. And it would not work unless I actually would not work on my PC unless I actually scanned a barcode with my phone. Like one of those QR codes or whatever. It would just come up, and that's what would come up. And then I would try to use it. I would just try to leave that up and try to play a game with it. Wouldn't get recognized at all. Which is absolutely insane. Like, I can understand to a point, like companies like Razer, they have, you know, Chrome functionality or Chroma functionality or whatever it's called. I could understand them having an app on your phone to be able to control it. Maybe sometimes while you're streaming or something gives you a secondary way to control. That I understand a little bit more than this won't work unless you connect your phone to it. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. I just bought a cheap controller to be able to play the old Call of Duty on it. Now Razer will come up with a similar thing when you plug in your. Oh, there's a spiderling. I need the spiderling silk. Razer will come up and say, please install this app and whatever. And I've used, actually the mouse that I'm using right now is a Razer. And it is the best mouse that I've ever bought. But I never installed the app because I have no need to have lights on it. I can see it. It doesn't need to have, you know, chroma lights and all that kind of stuff on it. So I didn't care, and it still works. I didn't need to install that stuff. Also, the Razer app on your computer is just a resource hog. Holy moly. Like most of them, like actually I find Elgato's a little bit better now. Razer's one was an absolute glutton for your CPU and stuff. And what was the other one? Corsair was also insane. I'm not gonna kill him because I'm only at like not even at 50% health. Did I get I got bone chips. All right. I pet going too. Give me that 1 DPS extra, or 0.5 of a DPS. Oh wait, I can give him the giant snake fang. Here you go, Ken. Ah. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox about that kind of stuff, but kind of grinds the gears, you know. Give me a product that works. I don't need anything else. It is kind of funny because I remember I just got a new phone. I think it was last year after years, like 8 years between getting phones. And I finally decided to buy a new one last year, mostly because I needed one to connect YouTube to be able to stream and make videos and all that nonsense. That's a whole other thing, but still. So I got a new phone, and I remember I was driving down the highway, and whoa, get it here, Big Bird. And as I was trying to, as my phone was trying to connect, I think I was at a light, or I was at a construction stop or something like that, and my phone picked up an open Bluetooth signal, and it was somebody's washer. And it was like, it actually came up, and it was like, because my phone's a Samsung, and the washer was also a Samsung, it said, "Would you like to start a cycle?" And I was like, "What?" And I was like, like, start cycle. And I could only imagine the person like sitting in their apartment or in their house or something like that, and their washing machine just kicks on for no reason. It's like, well, why would you leave it open? And then, of course, afterwards, I thought that could have been a scam. Somebody could have been trying to, get somebody to connect to it to be able to quote unquote steal information from me. I still thought it was funny. Randomly turning somebody's washer on. People selling all kinds of stuff today. And me with no cash. I never understand why these Dragonhide gauntlets, except for maybe the Peerless ones, why they're so expensive, because they're worse than just about every other one. Every other pair of gloves that you can buy, they're worse. I think the AC is like a little bit high, but AC doesn't work on this. Anyways, which I think I kind of proved with the Erudite Shadowknight anyway. The golds, no, it's the Chinton one. What's this thing? Oh. It's a pretty good, that's a pretty good item. I don't know. I tried to work on the size of the, it still didn't get better, did it? Still really tiny. Okay. Where did he go? Oh yeah, I'm gonna kill this Kodiak, and then I'm gonna head over to Befallen, see what's going on over there. I think I should be able to do the first couple of mobs, and then what I like to do is actually be outside Befallen and kill the pumas and the rattlesnakes and the bears that go by there. Come here, big boy. Can you backstab him? Oh, I think I actually went over the point where I was going to actually do the video, but we'll see. Medium. Is it a mummy? Yes, it is. All right, let's head over. I'm going to head over towards Befallen and see what's up over there. I think that ghoul... the ghoul, though, that paths in front of it might be a little bit too high for me to kill right now. All the mummies are out. Holy. Another skeleton. Let's grab him. More bones. Chips. Oh, beer. Drink up. I'm just gonna check out Befallen, and then if I can level in there, if the stuff is actually yellow or even or white, then I might sit in there, and then as I'm medding between spawns, I might actually put the video. I do want to watch it. For most people that play P99 or that watch P99, I've already watched it, but I haven't. So there it goes. Oh yeah, I forgot my pet doesn't zone with me. Oops. I was like, where's Ken? Back here, Ken. Alright. He's red, right? Yep. Head over there. Go around. Rattlesnake. Oh, there's another one. Oh. My skill's at 2. I gotta double check. Okay, so piercing's at 50 now. Fine. Oh. Oh, crap, I just got poisoned. Throw that on. And go to the two-handed slash. Which is completely not worth it right now at my level. The only reason I'm using it is just to actually level the skill, because when I get to the point where it's a little bit better, I don't want to start at 0. Well, get him. Alright, and now it's 50. Sweet. Oh, big boy. That's a bigger boy, isn't it? It's Kodiak? Yep. Alright. Oh, Centurion. Huh. Get him. I chose the Throne Blade because it's a massive sword compared to the model. Oh yeah, I don't have a shield. Whoops. Like, why am I not bashing? Oh yeah, because I'm not an ogre or a troll. The one thing I did find too was I actually found I was using my spells a lot more when I had no gear. It was like a larger portion of my damage. Whoa, what's that guy? A hill giant. I have not seen a hill giant here in a long, long time. Usually the nightfall giant. Is anybody around? Hill giant near the farm. Skeleton, okay. There's a few things I remember too that used to be I could have sworn the dry bone skeletons used to spawn in West Commons as well. I could have sworn there used to be some. Like a little bit further, I guess, north of where I'm at. West? I guess it would be west. That's East Commons. So this way is West Commons. So this would be west. Oh, there's his Dean. His Dean. What's up? No business. Alright, let's check out the following. Now, watch. Everything in here is going to be green. Oh. Or that stupid high-level mummy will be here. Yeah, see, he's green. What about him? Green. Wimp. Green. Putrid. Red. Blue. I don't know. Fine. Take him on then. There you go. The giant rat's the mummy spawn, the one that drops the platinum ring, I think. Or any of the rings, I guess, technically. I forgot the name of it. I want to say Vin Moltor, but Vin Moltor is the guy that drops the paw. The paw case. Still aggressive, but he's still dead. That guy. Yeah, they're all green. Well, kill a couple of them, and then probably go back outside. I might be able to actually get into the Shadowknight room on my own, maybe. Bone chips. See if anybody's in here. Always somebody. Oh yeah, since I'm already... I have all the skills. I'm gonna just equip the cheese stick for a minute. And then, just because those necromancers can be really terrible. Oh. What, they're only green? Why is my leveling thing all completely off? Ah, crap. Well. I thought they were a much higher level. Probably don't need the cheaty stick here, but I'll keep it anyway, just for the moment. Sorry about the camera. Well, I get experience from the pet too. Wow. Okay. The bone chips. The neophyte. Nothing. Pet. Nothing. Is this skeleton Lurod? Oh no, Lurodid. Elrodid. Is there another skeleton back on that side? I feel like there is. Let's see. Alright. Try to get into the Shadowknight room, and I know you can kill the rod because he doesn't drop it. He used to drop the key, I think, at one point. He used to drop like the first key. Or something. I don't remember what exactly he used to drop something. It was important. There it is. I think there was one back there. It'd actually be really good if I could actually like grind my way all the way to the bottom. Of course. Ah, crap. Here we go. Gotta kill the necromancer. Plague rat. Hopefully it doesn't disease me. So this wouldn't be too bad of a little camp in here. If everything was blue, it would be a little bit better. I don't think the zone modifier is quite as high as it is in Nagena, though. I think Nagena's much higher. Probably because there's more mobs in here to actually kill. So if it was really high, then... Shadowknight? Skeleton and Neophyte. Okay. Really gotta watch out, make sure it's not a blue necromancer, because I think they'll do a lot more spells. And I'm running out of mana. Still have Harm Touch though. So, oh, okay, I can pull him out without pulling the Skelly. Pretty good. Got him. Beady stick. Okay, and let's get the Putrid Skeleton. And that's where the Shadowknight spawns. Sufficient mana. Alright, let's get a bit of mana back. And the BP on. Some health back. Okay, let's see here. Not that I don't need to pull, but nope. Nope. Please. Literally the one in front of me, please. Just the one in front. Thank you. And cheaty stick. I actually don't. I said it earlier. I don't actually like using the venomous. Maybe on somebody that got dual wield, it's a bit better, but like on the offhand. But I find it kills so quickly that it's just basically an oh shit weapon where you can just kind of throw it on. It's like if you're taking on a yellow or something to kind of give you you know, a cheaty way out of it, kind of. But for like a single, like a paladin, or although it's probably the best paladin weapon that you can get early on. I guess the Green Jade Broadsword is also pretty good. It's pretty equivalent. Mainly because you're not able to level your skill. It kills mobs so fast. You're not really leveling your skill up. Did I put yes, I did. Okay. So I have some time. I want to actually try to watch this. Hopefully this is okay. All right, I'm switching over. I don't know how this is going to work. That's not the right one. That might be the right one. Let's see here. Okay, hopefully this works all right. So we have to talk about the Everquest lawsuit. This is about the hero's journey. Hopefully the music stopped. Yes. Yes. Pause this so I can watch the video. Okay, how's the thing? Everything's okay there? Yeah. Okay. See what he's got to say. So Redbeard Flynn, actually, he was the one that actually turned me on to Project 1999 a few years ago, and he's doing really well. He's got 24,000 subs now. When I first started watching him, I don't even think he had 1,000 yet. All right. Ready, go. Let's. Actually, I may have to turn the volume up a bit. So
this is not like the kind of coverage of Everquest that I want to do. It's kind of annoying, but there's a lawsuit that we need to talk about. Daybreak has filed a lawsuit against emulators for essentially copyright infringement. That's the takeaway. The too long didn't read.
I wonder if it includes Project 1999. Something told me that it didn't.
The lawsuit was filed on June 11th, 2025. Popular servers like Quorum and The Hero's Journey are potentially in trouble, but I don't want to dive super deep into this because, well, quite honestly, I don't know all that much. I considered not even making a video on it until Aporia over on The Hero's Journey made a quick comment, which is, quote, "Good afternoon, heroes. Many folks have become aware that Daybreak has filed suit against 2 of our founders. Please know that while we cannot comment on any specifics, we want you all to know that we are doing everything in our power to see this through to a positive outcome for our community and all involved parties. We have excellent counsel, the benefit of the facts on our side, and an abiding faith that reasonable people will see us as fans and not as foes." This response,
I think that's a good sort of statement to put out there. I don't think the people on the hero's journey were out to make money. Wouldn't be opposed to them doing so if Daybreak allowed them to actually do so. Sorry, I'm just trying to fit the video here. But it's just one of these things where it's like IP infringement or whatever. Now the people at Quorum, I don't know necessarily if they actually wanted to have if they would have the same sort of sentiment.
and Daybreak
Because I think they were taking quite a bit of money. I don't know about the Hero's Journey specifically, but I did hear rumors that Quorum was taking money from people
past history with emulators, including
for like GM buffs and stuff like that, apparently.
their official recognition of P99, have me hopeful of an amicable outcome. Obviously, emulators in general are at best in a gray area. At worst, pretty clear copyright violations, which is why generally I try not to cover them that much because I don't want to bring too much potentially negative attention to them, with the exceptions of servers that have
Or stream them, right? I guess maybe that's why people don't stream it. It's not a really heavy action oriented game, so it doesn't make for a great viewing experience, I suppose.
already been officially recognized and thus safe, like P99, or at least hopefully safe, because
Hopefully.
I honestly don't know. Or, you know, ones that are from like defunct games like Warhammer Online or Star Wars Galaxies. Or I guess not quite so defunct games like Ultima Online with Outlands. My biggest question here is about timing. Like, why now? Why now after Daybreak had back in 2015?
Yeah, I'm like, Hero's Journey's been out now for what, about 6 months? I think it's because of the popularity of the Hero's Journey. I think when you see the numbers, like Hero's Journey was like almost up to 4,000 people playing. Now, I don't know. I don't think they allowed boxing on that. So, I'm not sure if that was like double accounts or people playing with 2 different accounts or something like that. But having about 4,000 people, let's say it was just individual people, having 4,000 people on a game like that is a lot of people. And they might have seen the revenue dip too, right? They're like, wait a minute, there's 4,000 people playing over here. People stop playing EverQuest Live because this is a little bit more fun.
15 entered into a written agreement with P99, probably the largest emulator server of all time for EverQuest, an agreement that existed when EG7 completed the acquisition of Daybreak in December of 2020.
Good.
Does that mean that EG7 is potentially more hostile towards emulators?
Could be.
I don't know. I don't have any insider knowledge on this, but I'm just kind of wondering, like, why? Why is this such a thing right now? Could this be that EG7 wants to like put more control over their IP, especially with the potential of trying to make, I don't know, an EverQuest 3, an EverQuest?
No, I think it have more to do with the fact that they might try to make a classic version of EverQuest themselves, like World of Warcraft. They might try to do a specific version of it. And I think the thing is, I think if Project 1999 is its own sort of code because it uses the assets of EverQuest, I think they could actually seize it. Like, I think they could actually just take the code for Project 1999. I think. I'm not 100% sure on that.
Remake, the thing that they have talked about having out by 2028. Although nothing's even started development-wise as far as we know, so that's probably not happening that soon. The agreement Daybreak made with P99. If
EverQuest 3 2028 is far too late unless they do like a big marketing push or something with it. I've said this before about getting very, very popular streamers, like paying them a lot of money to stream your game or to play it and make videos and content and stuff about it. An EverQuest 3 would not do that well. Not as far as I'm concerned.
99 back in 2015 was for a fan-based not-for-profit classic emulation project, and it included guidelines for P99 to follow, basically rules. I do have to wonder if the existence of essentially paid items in an emulator like THJ, though, like
Wait a minute. Hold on. What? You can play the Hero's Journey with the old graphics? What? What? Can you still do that? Because that's what I would be doing. I could not stand the new graphics. The new models, I should say. I did not know you could play it with the original models. That's weird. And good.
of essentially paid items in an emulator like THJ, though, like through echoes, if that has any kind of like influence on this, if that's something that was considered, or the fact that in their game, in their emulator, they kind of have basically a cheat program that is used as part of their base game. But again, it's all just speculation. I have no idea what this is, and to be completely fair, no one else does either.
Nope.
So just take anything I say or anyone else says with just a huge grain of salt. This is all legal proceedings, and people.
Yeah, it's all hidden, covered up stuff. And you can speculate and stuff like that too, but there's not really anything concrete yet. My guess is that THJ and Quarm will not be coming back up.
Can't really talk about legal proceedings until they're kind of done. And I'm not even remotely qualified to talk about legal shit.
Daybreak Takahashi. Oh, okay, so he's one of the developers for the Hero's Journey. Wasn't there a World of Warcraft game version or something like that you could play that would allow you to get, like, every time you leveled up, you got like a random spell from a different class? And it was like a roguelite.
Like at all. So I've actually linked the document, the court document down below. If you are, a legal, like a scholar, lawyer, judge or something, and for some reason you're watching my ass on YouTube, well, I've linked it down below if you want to check it out. What I am qualified for is to talk about my opinion on it. And basically, not really shocking, it sucks. This really sucks.
It sucks as long as, like, if they were doing everything that Project 1999 is doing, basically not monetizing it and stuff like that, like they agreed to. I think that even though the Hero's Journey and Quarm did not sign that agreement with them, I think it would be in their best interest to sort of follow the guidelines of Project 1999. And that's, if I were to guess, if it's nothing to do with the fact that they're really popular, or they plan to bring out their own version of the Hero's Journey, like Daybreak plans to bring out their own version, that's the only thing. Money is the only thing that would cause a lawsuit. It would have nothing to do with anything else. Copyright, yes, but at the end of the day, I still think that would be money and not just about the copyright.
One of those things where I get it, I understand.
So they were probably making money on the side, and somehow it got found out. And my guess is that's why. But again, that's just my opinion, as Redbeard says here. Just an opinion. Just a guess.
Understand the desire to protect your IP. I have a YouTube channel that is copywritten. I have books that are copywritten, and there's like benefits to letting people use your IP, and there's downsides to it. But it's still.
Hopefully my small little tiny channel is okay to react to one of his videos, because I have an immense respect for his stuff and the stuff that he does and his opinion most of the time. And it was the shortest video that I could find that was talking about it. So that's something to be said. And I could just ramble on about it, but sometimes somebody with a more concise video is a better thing to just sort of talk about than just like what I'm doing right now and rambling.
Just sucks in general, because when I think of emulator servers, for MMORPGs specifically, usually they're to try and keep the heart of that game alive. I think with Everquest it's a little bit different because you have the viable product still going on for over 2 decades now. So
Yeah, but that sucks. Nobody wants to play that. I mean, there are some dedicated people for sure, but I couldn't handle it. It's so far removed from what I remember that it's hard to, it creates like this mental barrier that you have to try to get over, which is one of the reasons why I couldn't play the hero's journey, because with the new models, I couldn't get past it.
I get kind of why that's happening, but at the same time, there are people that have put so much time into this, not just the people making and maintaining the server, but the people that have played the server.
Yeah, but you're not owed anything because you put a bunch of time into a game like this. Like, yes, if P99 green were to go down or blue were to go down, it would suck for the people that have spent, like myself, lots and lots and lots and lots of hours. At the end of the day, though, I'm aware that at any point this game could get shut down and all the hours that I spent could disappear. It's just what it is. It would be disappointing that we would lose all the hours and stuff, but it sort of comes with the responsibility of knowing what you're playing.
And just love the IP and love how this game works and really enjoy this fresh take on the game. So it just sucks to see, and that's why I'm really, really hopeful that this legal action is more of a, hey, you need to listen to us type of thing, and not a we're shutting you down type of thing.
It could also be to get them to sign a similar agreement as Project 1999. That could be the other reason. Maybe they weren't willing to talk. And again, I'm just spinning off on a hypothetical best case scenario kind of thing. But for the most part, at most times when a company sues another person or another company entity or whatever, it's usually about money, whether it's money lost or something like that.
And it can be an amicable
or money earned off of somebody else's IP
thing. It can be a thing where they just figure out, here's some guidelines, this is what you have to do, this is what you can't do, and maybe things change a little bit or they stay the same, and you kind of have something work out, something that makes it beneficial both to Daybreak and the Everquest IP and EG7, as well as beneficial to the people making and maintaining these emulator servers and the people that play these servers.
That was one thing I never really understood, why, if they were okay with having Project 1999, why didn't they just bring it under the live service umbrella and keep it like hire the guys that put this together, or the guys that run it now, you know, whoever is running it now, running the servers, maintaining the servers and stuff. Why not just hire them onto, I know Daybreak's a very small team, but you bring them in and just have them, and then include it under the umbrella of a subscription fee to play whatever else they might have on there. And that could be one of the reasons why they did do this lawsuit as well, right?
I just honestly hope for an amicable conclusion. That's the long and the short of it. Just hoping for the best, preparing for the worst, but you know, that's it's just part of how this shit goes, I guess, and it really sucks. I'll be keeping an eye out for any big updates. If there are big updates, I'll share them with you whenever I see them. But I don't really cover stuff like this all this much. I tend to try and be more on the positive side of shit. But I figured since it's Everquest, this is the Hero's Journey server and Quarm and all this, it's definitely something that I needed to at least talk about a little bit. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. My name is Redbeard Flynn, and I hope we get a decent, good, amicable decision around this so that everybody who wants to venture into Norath, however they want to venture into Norath, can do so.
Yep.
And if you want a little palate cleanser from all of this legal drama, well, I actually covered some of the best MMORPGs that I think could use a remake because they don't have a really like a contemporary. And yes, of course, Everquest is on there, but there might be some other that you didn't expect. And you can find that in this video right here. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Redbeard Flynn, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Be kind to each other.
That was a good video. Yeah, I think I'm I agree with that because the only thing I don't agree with, and unfortunately any of those servers or anything like that were taking money for it, like the rumor going around that there's, you know, Quorum was taking money for buffs and whatnot. If that's true, don't agree with that. They should be given a cease and desist, and they should stop. And unfortunately, Daybreak would not be at fault for that. It would be the people that are running the servers, if that's the case. Hopefully that's not the case, and there's something else maybe going on. Like the video and subscribe. All right, Redbeard Flynn, if you haven't watched any of his stuff before, awesome stuff. Okay, get back to rambling about the game. Oh, another plague rat. Oh, these guys are all green. Man. I thought for sure they would be not green. Oh, that's probably super loud. There. Okay, that should be better now. And hopefully he didn't mind me actually reacting to his video. Maybe he did. Don't know. Hopefully not. I tried to add a little bit more to it, so. So no Shadowknight yet. That's still really loud. Nope, it'll be alright, I think. Rusty broadsword. Oh man. Okay, well, it's just putrid skeletons, that's fine. I go back to a different weapon. Actually, I go with this one. Not as much of a cheaty stick. Did I hit? I did hit level 10. Right. Yeah. So now at least I can actually work on leveling up my weapon skills again. Okay. Anybody else out here? The large scale. Ooh, okay. Grab him. I wonder if Larod is Elrod is even now to me, because that'd be a good more experience as well. Yeah, I don't think the zone B is very good here. Nope. I think they changed it, but I'm not sure. Level 10 would be high enough to go to Unrest. Do I want to make the journey to Unrest? I have to pay somebody to get a port. What the hell just happened? Search, find, windstream. Oh, so is he the mallet guy? Is that what the deal is? Do that. Okay, how much? 1500 HP. Okay then. I feel like I take the whole empire on just by myself. Hopefully you don't need this guy anymore because now he's dead. Probably should go outside and... Man, I'm not sure. Maybe go to the work camp now. Start killing them. Thing about extra HP, it only makes you last a little bit longer. It doesn't actually help you kill mobs. Well, quite a bit longer actually, but... Oh, at least now. Nope, crap. So many now. Actually, I better... I don't remember if these guys can... I think the higher level ones can fear. But I'm not sure. I would actually like to get the keys to actually go down that first door. Okay, if you're just going to keep fizzling. I know with Befallen there are tons and tons and tons of holes in the floor, and that's gotta be worth at least some gold, right? Yep. Wimpy and a large. Oh. The Wimpy. Did my one-hand bullet? Yeah. Okay, so that got maxed. Flashing. And then we'll go to piercing after that, I guess. Get out of there. Might not be too bad of experience in here, maybe. I have to actually look at the... I don't think there's any holes until you get to the next floor. I think it's when you go for the second key. I think there ends up being... Whoop. Just peeking over the rocks back there. God damn it. You mean they hit the giant rat? I think I remember. I think you used to be able to get feared through the door. Oh. I think that was a way to open them. Or maybe fearing a mob and it would open the door. Maybe that was it. Now they don't open it, they just kind of walk through it. Oh, son of a... Got the rabies. Leg rack disease. Oh, that's even worse. Doesn't drop anything. There's a lot of these guys around. Hey, yoink. Oh, I'm getting a bunch of them. Nope, I got diseased again. I got plague clouded. Let's get out of here. Fallen's such a cool zone. This is a much better zone than Nagena, even if the experience is not as great. A much better looking zone. Not, yeah, I guess, yeah, technically it's a zone, right? Not its own instance. That's the I meant to say. Halfling meat, or was that gnome meat? Ooh, bronze. Not worth a couple plat. Gnome meat. What's that for? I wonder. Nope, he did. I mean, I guess because these guys are also green. Probably why I'm not getting as much experience as I could be. Elven blood. Isn't that for something? The one thing I always said that was missing from Everquest was the little chests, like in World of Warcraft, that would just spawn randomly in the world. So one of the things that I liked about Pantheon was you can find like little spawn chests that have some random crap in it. Most of the time it was just that, but it was still kind of neat to be able to find them. What the hell's in here? I have no memory of this place. I don't think I've ever gone in this door before. I wonder if the Shadowknight can spawn anywheres on the top floor, like in any of the rooms. I'm pretty sure it's only the bedroom, though. Pretty sure. The one-handed slashing, so piercing. Okay. Thing up. Oh, there's another door there. Huh. Yeah, it's probably because there was never any need to come into these side rooms, but still. Need no meat. Okay, over here. Can you fight? Can you fight? Well. Yeah, I mean, like, even the plague rats now are green. Good place to level up my weapon skill, though. Hopefully I can actually move down a floor with these buffs. It'd be pretty nice. Kind of going at this blind. Hopefully I don't fall through a hole that I forgot was there. Losing a corpse in Befallen would suck. Alright, rat. Can you fight? What's on this side over here? What's that? Hey. Nope. Let me. Nope. Damn. Oh, skeleton. Hmm. Take the album. Dark Elf? Hmm. Oh, what's leaving? Disease Cloud. Okay, good. Going at least. But the Plague Rat disease is still there. Which I think they're both the same thing. They basically stop regeneration. Oh, Rod is back. Rod. So he's got a faster spawn time than the rest of them. Oh, he's red. Oh, he's red. Nope, nothing. Well. I think there was a thing at one point too that you could like pan the camera around and you could open it from the other side. You didn't need the key to open it from the other side. I think. It could be a completely different game. I think there was something like that. Go kill some pumas, I guess, outside.
Could swear it's been 700 degrees in here since you came in. I could swear that this room has been running out of air.
I suppose I could put my regen BP on. No, I probably should put it on. Oh, I see. I got through my first damage cap rate. The other thing, too, at level 10. You get through your damage cap. I wonder if the two-hander weapon, that must be off, too. I'm curious to see what the Throne Blade actually hits for now. Being poisoned and diseased at the same time kind of sucks. Still red. What's that? No, it's just weak poison. Okay, it doesn't really do a whole lot. Oh, big boy. Boy. That's the other thing I found too was with the Shadowknight, with the Erudite, the treants had a very, very large aggro radius when they ate somebody. Unlike, you know, the bear I could walk pretty close to and it won't attack. Like if I was, let's say about here, the treant would attack. So I think it's because it's like a giant model, maybe. I don't know. But it huge radius for an attack. So once it started going through the bandit camps and stuff, and that avenue was sort of turned off for me to actually get XP from, kind of made leveling in Quran as a little bit impossible for my Shadowknight. My other Shadowknight. My other Shadowknight. Did that go through? No. Okay. What about this guy? Is this guy still red? All right, we'll avoid him. Is that just a Kodiak? Okay, he's just an. Oh wait, what? Did I get my skill cap? Yeah, 55, 55. Okay, so two-handed slashing. That's what I wanted to see. See what the cap got removed. See what it was, 20 or 21 I was hitting with it. So interesting, it's 28. Okay. Essentially the same thing. I think 30 is the number that you want the two-handed weapon. Where it starts out damaging. Like when that cap gets removed. Stop resisting. So it wasn't that great. It's essentially hitting for the same amount as the Stalag Air Spine Spear. I thought 10 might have been the level that the two-handed was removed. Maybe it's 20. I'm pretty sure though. Now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure it's 30. 29 or 30 is when that cap gets removed. Still got to keep up the skill. The only thing I didn't have was a two-handed blunt. To actually level. I tried to buy one the other day, but nobody was selling anything. I'm gonna have to go grab some more coffee. Where can I go? Right over here. All right, I'll be right back. Nope. Okay, hopefully. I need like some different tunes. Oh yeah, I forgot I had those buffs. Like, why isn't my HP regen fully? Because I have like 1600 HP. Probably go back into Befallen. I actually kind of like going to the dungeon. A little bit more something instead of just wilderness killing. Probably not as efficient, but I don't need any spells till 15, so I think I actually get dodge. Maybe I should go actually train dodge, because I think that's something that I have that I just got. And I said it was only going to be a short. Oh, Jesus. I mean, rah. Werewolf spawns literally right on top of me. Son of a... I mean, most of the stuff over here is green anyway. I think I can actually at level 10. I think I can go to Lava Storm. 12 is probably the ideal level to go, but I think at 10 you can go as well. Really like to be able to do a group at some point, but doesn't seem like the closure of Quorum has actually increased the server numbers. Seems like they spread out to actually like a bunch of other different servers in that. I know there's like an experimental one. There's all kinds of stuff, like you start with your epic, and I never really got into that one. EEQ, I think it's called. Something like that. And I never really got into it. I tried playing it once and it crashed because I said I didn't have like the proper files or something like that. So I never really went any further. I think I get what? I get dodge at 10. Do I get parry at 12? What do I get at 12? I suppose I should look. I don't want it to come up. Let's see here. Don't spill the coffee this time. Don't spill the coffee. Yeah, 15 is new spells. 10 is dodge. And 17 is parry. Okay, so 17. Okay, so I'm far away from that. Got anything to worry about. What was he running from? Oh, just a putrid skeleton. Not a big deal. Yeah, I did want to try an Ixar Shadow Knight. I might do that. I might still do that at some point. Just because I really don't know Kunark all that well. I don't know Iceclad actually at all. I don't know Velios at all. Did he just like wipe everything out? Son of a bitch. Did oh. Yeah, pretty much did. And like most people that I've played with in a guild or anything like that, most people, like once they hit like a 30, they're always down in somewheres in Kunark, and I would like to actually get to know it a little bit better. I never actually leveled anyone through that. It's usually casters though. I don't find melee go there very often. Probably because there's no way through. Like you're basically stuck there without a, you know, if you get a port there, you might not get one back. Especially now. Ports are extremely hard to come by. There's usually one person from Dallaport on though. Usually. And I know they just recruited a bunch of new players too. Mostly wizards, I think. Did have another video queued up, but I don't know what happened to it. The hell is that thing? Oh, it's a rat tooth. Okay. Yep. Hey, with a plague rat. All right. Wow. Not even. It's like anticlimactic. Oh, he's coming with him. Alrighty. Is he gonna harm touch? I'm pretty sure he does. Oh, you bastard. No, I guess he didn't. Did he hit me with harm touch? I don't think he did. Alright. Now, sometimes he doesn't even spawn with the key. Even worse. Hey, we got a key. Hey, alright. Key. I think the rod is probably still red. I don't think anybody kills him. Not sure why. Maybe it's because of the quest. I don't know. You know what I never actually checked for? I just had that thought that I'd actually like to find. Still the same one? Yep, red. Can I look down there? is actually the music for Everquest, and but actually just remixed in different way that's a little bit more upbeat. Hey. Hey. There used to be Icebone skeletons in here too. That I remember. I remember there was Icebone skeletons, especially right behind the first door. Maybe they still spawn here, but those guys were a pain. Okay. Now think I think that the guy for the cleric class armor quest, I think, spawns here somewhere, and if I'm not mistaken, he will attack dark elves, but I'm not 100%. Could be changed. I'm not sure, but he used to spawn right there. Right, yeah, he used to spawn there. Could be a Dreadbone. Oh, he's even. Oh. Maybe he spawns back there. No, maybe they moved him downstairs or something. I don't know. Maybe he has a... I don't think there's a hole here, is there? Definitely going to have to switch from the two-hander. That pause again? Or did it just run out? It might have run out. Yep. Paused again. Did it just go to a different one? Nope. Why is it not? Oh my god. I don't notice that I hit escape on there, but all right, I guess. Let's keep that going. I should pull up a map. Really don't want to lose my character down here. The last time I tried to do something without looking at the map was with my shaman. And I went into the ice cave. And I was like, what's the worst gonna be down here? Like, there's nothing down here. And that stupid Marigal, or whatever the hell that stupid skeleton is, that roams and has a massive aggro range, just wiped the floor with me. And I had to pay somebody 500 plat to come and get my body out. And the port fee as well. So uh-oh. This might be bad. Good thing I have double cleric buffs. I should switch to the shield though. Bashing the oh. Oh man, I got him poison bolted. Okay. These guys are green, so really shouldn't be that bad. Oh, he did. Got him. Oh, come on. No, they're both green. Weird. I suppose I think I get meditate at 12, right? Be the other thing. That was the one that I get at 12, not parry, rather. It's the meditate. Desperately needed. Oh, that's another room. Aha. Oh, he's blue. Oh, man. Well. I have like 1100 HP, so somebody might have to eat a harm touch here. Really? Really? Somebody might have to eat a harm touch here. That might be this guy. I don't know.
Saw you in a field of ice and snow,
We'll see.
holding out your hand for
Well.
me to go.
Oof. Uff. I'm taking a beating. Holy.
Wasn't scared to see you, always knew it in my bones that something here was bound to take me
Okay.
home. You said you don't know me well, but I'm your angel in white. I'll be close if you come, I'll be just behind you. You're not on the list, but I can get you inside. Use your mind, listen to my voices that guide you. You give yourself over, yeah, you don't wanna fight. If you do, I'm gonna bid you a hard cold goodnight, baby. Hang on to your ticket, you're doing alright. And if you don't trust it, hold it up to the light. Connecting the dots, black
Okay.
spots in my vision. I'll be
Sorry about that.
divine intuition. I'll be praying for a
Okay. Well, that was close. Yeesh. Almost half of my health. I have no mana. I probably should have used the cheaty stick. For sure. I actually forgot to equip it. Should have. Okay. Bone chips, and what does he got? This stuff? I think that stuff's worth something. I think it's a couple of gold at least anyway. What's this guy? Yellow? No, he's blue. Okay, let's put on the... Have the regen BP on. Yeesh. Not bad money though. But I think I need cheaty stick though if I stay down here. Especially with those necromancers. They can do a lot of damage. And I think the next I think it's what? The level 18 ones or 16 one or whatever. They have like the 40 life tap spell, which is really hard to fight against. So I don't know if I'll actually be able to stay down here. I'm gonna see if I can't find that other clip. Not that I'll be able to get it to come up. Let's see. No, can't see. Okay. I can't seem to find it. Piercing is 55. Two-handed slashing is still only 54. Guess I gotta try to do that. I still keep hitting that bash button every time. God. Okay, I need to get this out of the way. That would be a benefit to having a ogre. You get that bash. Just I can't fashion quest it. I can't do it. Can't do it. Funny thing is, I tried setting it up too where it would just show the new ogre models and all the old race models, and it still won't show them. That's not all right. No, okay. It used to be that if you fell on those spikes, you would take extra damage. Don't think that's actually true. I think you just take fall damage. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure actually. I think I was right. I think it was this where you could open it from the other side if you like spun the camera around. You didn't actually need the key. Is there anybody else here? Nope. I think they made it so where you had to, because you used to be able to open the door from the other side if you didn't have the key. I'm pretty sure. Now I should probably. Oh, I'm gonna probably get chewed up here. Like rat. Red bone. Anything else around? Nope. Place is so sketch. I also remember too, you weren't able to use very early on. You weren't able to use Disease Cloud in a dungeon because the animation or the spell itself would actually go through the floor. And it would actually now maybe that could be a false memory. People could have associated somebody training a mob from the bottom all the way up. I remember it was true. Well, the false memory, I guess, maybe, is that it happened in Nagena and Befallen for the two places. And it would, for whatever reason, it would go through and the mobs would pick it up. But now that I think about it today and how games sort of work, that really wouldn't be possible. But back then, I remember that's what we thought. Because I remember, like, don't use Disease Cloud in the dungeon because it goes through the floor and it pulls mobs from down below. It was the same with the Bard. Maybe it was more the Bard song than it was the Shadowknight spells. Because I think the Bard used to go in a radius around it instead of just like the circumference of the Bard. It would actually be like a 360 diameter all the way around. So if it was anything was underneath, like close enough underneath it, you would actually tag them with it. It would actually pull them. They did get rid of that at some point, though. I don't remember exactly when, but it did. The Bard, I know, was a for sure thing. It might even still be the case. Oh, there's a mummy. Yellow. I think that's as far as I used to be able to go. Yeah. Lesser Mummer puts a damper on your plans for sure. Oh, zombie. Somebody hiding behind that rock. Oh, is scared the shit out of me. All right, just a skeleton. That's not a big deal. I should be able to kill the skeleton. Maybe. I have to get the cheaty stick out. Do I need cheaty stick? Shouldn't. I shouldn't need it. Yeah, I think it might be time for cheaty stick. Where's it at? I think. Just to deal with the yellow. I mean, if it doesn't proc, it's not much of a cheaty stick, but still. Is there somebody here? Yeah. Okay, now there is. I mean, I am using the GD breastplate, so. It was an item, actually, that I actually value more than the J boots, which I know is controversial, but I actually value it a lot more than the J boots. I chose to purchase that versus purchasing J boots just because, well, first of all, I swap characters like crazy. So sticking with one character with one pair of J boots didn't seem like a good idea to me. And I never really knew how good it was until I actually started playing my rogue. And I had the XR breastplate. And it's like, oh, it really cuts down the time. You know, and I've played a troll, and it never seemed to be as big of a benefit playing the troll as it is to playing another race that can have that ability without the experience penalty. Oh, got him? Oh yeah, you got him. Did he run? Did he doing? He's down here. No. Hopefully you got the experience for that. So I got what? One more level. Then I get meditate. What the hell is this? Some of them are good, and some of these ones are not that great. Get out of here. Oh no, my buffs are leaving. No. Neltron's Mark. He's yellow. No, there goes all my HP. Okay. And again, that was the other kind of thing, too, as I said before about my the Erudite Shadowknight. Not being able to go into places like that, like when you're streaming, it's kind of going to like slightly different places. Not finding a group, obviously, it would have been nice to find a group. That was the first place I found a group, actually, when I came back and started playing P99, or when I first started playing P99, coming back to Everquest. This was the first group that I got was in there, and it was a shaman. I was playing my shaman. It was the third character that I ever made, but the first two characters I never really did much with, and then I actually played the shaman a bit. Warrior was my first, and I made a wood elf warrior for some reason. And then I decided to make a Shadowknight that I never played, because I literally died to the first mob that I tried to fight, and I was like, nope, I'm done. Now, mind you, again, this is before I had any gear then. And then I went to the shaman, and I was like, oh, shaman's kind of broken early on, and later on too. Just kind of the mid portion before you get your pet. Like, what, a 34? So like that, maybe 39 is when you get your pet. But that middle 30 to 38 is kind of rough. I think maybe it's 34 when you get your pet. I can't remember. But that, whatever that point between 29 and your pet, it's kind of meh, because you're still using like your 20, what, your level 20, 19? What is it? 19, 24, 29? And you don't get your next good damage spell until 34, and you're still using like your 19 damage spell, so it's kind of a weird area. And your first good heal, I don't think, comes until 34. I think that's when you get greater healing, maybe. So, yeah, and I grouped there. I just happened to go in, there was a monk there, and just grouped up and got all the way down to the 3rd floor, and then everything turned red. He wasn't geared, I wasn't geared. So we weren't definitely going through there. These guys, what are these guys now? Are these guys yellow? But they should be blue now, I think. Blue. Potentially green too for the apprentices. Nope, they're all blue. Let's get the cheaty stick out because I want to clear this camp. mostly for the experience from the belts, not for the faction. Because no matter what, I still don't think I can bank, even with having enough Freeport faction. I still don't think I can bank. Barb Rig Mail. Who the hell were all these people the last couple of days when I was looking for an odd piece of gear too? Just absolutely a cheat stick. Just casually clear this camp of 4 mobs, no problem. Like you do. Alright, we can put the cheaty stick away now. A little too much, Oh, belts. Oh, 1 belt. No. I'm still looking for, no. Still want to get the only weight reducing bag I don't have, besides the, like, the ridiculously expensive ones. I think it's the light burlap sack, which is one that I want. Kind of funny because I think everybody sort of expected after Quarm went down that the P99 servers would actually pick up, and they didn't. And funny enough too, they actually went down from when I was streaming a week or so ago. They went down from then too, because they were peaking, like at nighttime they were peaking 700, I think I said before. Now they're not even breaking 600 anymore. Which, again, it could be a lot of factors. It could be summer and stuff like that, too. And then I saw the other day that there was apparently some drama with another guild, but I don't want to do drama. I'm not going to do anything. Ooh, There's 25 platinum. Thank you. I'll take it. I will take it. Jackpot. Did I get my... No, one-handed blunt's already up. Okay. One-handed slashing. Where's this thing? Not that. This one. It would be good, though, to actually get the faction just to be able to sell in the East Common lands. It'd be worth it just for that. But it doesn't really matter, I guess. I still haven't quite nailed. Oh wait, gotta watch out for those rangers. They hate me. I still haven't quite nailed the time when I want to stream. Like, well, I know when I want to, but it's trying to actually get it done. Like yesterday, I was trying, and I was trying to set it up and reset everything, and it just wasn't happening. But going forward, hopefully it goes back to what I had said before about Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays will probably be the days that I stream. And I may not stream Everquest. I haven't quite decided yet. I mean, it's a game I know, it's a game I love, and it's a game I enjoy playing. So, you know, as per the usual guidelines for making content, is play something that you love playing. Because generally you get drowned out if you play the stuff that everybody else is playing. And I'm kind of glad I dodged the Dune bullet, because from my understanding, it's not the greatest thing in the world. It's good if you want just straight up PvP, or PvE rather, but not good if you want like a PvP content, PvEVP content, player versus environment versus player. Not really great for that. But I haven't played it. I'll hate things just to hate them sometimes too, so when I watched a couple of people stream it, and did not look fun. Did not look fun. Now, look at Everquest and say, well, that doesn't look very fun either. True. But for me, since the very beginning, since the very first, oh, there's Big Bird again. But since the very beginning, playing a new character, like starting from scratch, has always been something that I like doing. I don't know why. It used to be back in the day, like once you leveled past a certain point, it would be kind of a waste of time to go and farm bone chips that you could sell. Bone chips don't sell anymore. Or spider silk. Spider silk doesn't sell anymore. Just stuff like that. So like once you got a character into that sweet spot, you could actually level a character and actually make money. But once you got past the like killing spiders, for example, like just these ones, there's obviously the ones down in Eastern Karana as well that you can get up to level like 28, I think it is. But once you pass the point where you're getting XP for it, it was kind of like, well, now I'm just farming them basically, and this kind of sucks. Not as exciting. More exciting to level and have a goal in mind, right? Because right now it's like, oh, I'm level 11. Well, my next goal is 15, so I can actually work towards that next goal. And I find as you get higher up in levels, the goals get farther and farther and farther apart. And then it's kind of why I don't have anybody that's like level 60, you know, just because that goal post is so far that I'd rather play another character where they're more manageable goals. Because it's a massive time commitment once you get above level 50, 51, 52, 53, like above that, it's such a long time. Not crazy long, like, you know, some people will be like, it's not that long, but when your time is very valuable and you only have X amount of hours to dedicate per week, like I do, can't really do it all. Right? That's why I have a lot of characters that are in their 40s and stuff. 40 is not too bad. Like the 40 run is not too bad. Not like I remember it back in the day. Back in the day, going through your 40s was absolute misery. And I've said this before, my Dark Elf Shadowknight, level 45, man. Holy brutal. That was when I gave up on the game the first time. Was when I died. I was level 45 and I died with my Shadowknight. And I completely gave up after that. I was grinding so hard level 45 to try to get to the 46 and 49 just to get new spells and that. At 49, technically the Shadowknight would have gotten a lot better for me back then. And I grinded 44 into 45. And then I was grinding 45, and then I can't remember where it was. I don't know if it was City of Mist or something like that, and I died. And I was just like, nope, I'm done. Can't do it anymore. And that was like, now Shadowknights are considered in the mid levels, right? Like between even now to 50, they're considered a good tank, right, for the content, because they can hold aggro pretty well because of the spells that they have, right? So, but then I was booted out for Rangers, for crying out loud, for Rangers to come in to be a tank. It was crazy, and not just be the puller, but be the tank. I remember in the Over There being kicked out of a group. We used to have groups on the sides. They were pulling the Sarnax that were wandering around, and I was the tank. And I actually got the group together, and then the group G kicked me, like they booted me out of the group, and they brought in a Ranger to actually be the tank. And the Ranger was maybe lower level than me, maybe the same level. It was crazy, absolutely crazy. We had a shaman or something like that. We had a druid or a shaman to be able to like cast Spirit of the Wolf. So. But to be booted in that, it was just like being a Shadowknight and trying to get a tank job was impossible. Nobody wanted you. Nobody. But again, I think that's probably largely due to the fact that people didn't understand the character or the classes as well as they do now. And it's still not 100% accurate with this representation of Project 1999 or with Project 1999, but still, it's pretty close. I mean, I've said it before about how stamina isn't used at all in P99, and it was one of the biggest deterrents to playing a Shadowknight in P9 or in original. Shadowknight was always thought to be a two-handed weapon wielder, like it was, you're supposed to have a two-handed weapon, not a one-hander. Because in the beginning, there was no good two-handed weapon. Or sorry, there was no good one-handed weapon and a weapon and a shield. The best you got was like, I think like 1028 or 1038 or something like that. In Classic before Kunar came out. And so there wasn't really a good one-handed weapon, so you were considered a two-handed weapon user. And two-handed weapons, if you look at the weight of the Throne Blade is 10. So that would essentially, every time you swung it, your stamina would get reduced by whatever percentage. And once you ran out of stamina, you would no longer be able to swing your weapon. You'd have to turn your auto attack off, sit down, let your stamina regenerate, then get back up and continue fighting. So you made for a really horrible tank back then. Now, a lot of people say that that's not how stamina worked, but I distinctly remember that being a problem. But it was also one of the reasons why they said Shadowknights were supposed to be a good solo class, because they could do it and then have the pet sort of pick up the aggro while you sat down and let your stamina regen and stuff, or you backed off, turn your auto attack off. It would regen faster, I think, if you sat down, but you didn't need to. As long as you turned your attack off, your stamina would regenerate. Now, mind you, Project 1999 getting rid of that, or maybe not even being able to code it, is definitely a good thing. But it's, again, that's one of the things where it makes it not accurate. It does make it for the better, but it doesn't make it more accurate or it's not as accurate for sure. But that also made the first couple of spells that the bard would get, like the Jackson's Jigo Vigor, something, whatever it's called. It would be great to have it. Like, they were a great tank, a great puller early on if they had a little bit of bronze or something like that, because they could actually use that to keep attacking. Just have that actually in their thing, and your stamina would never run out. So, or having a cleric. Clerics were in super high demand because of their invigorate spell. And then if you look now, I think, I'm not sure if it's the warrior or the rogue. One of them has invigorate, or a form of it on their breastplate, and that's why they have it. It was so they could just click on it and actually cast it. So they could just keep attacking. But not the way that it's set up now is it's a little bit better for grouping, because then you don't like, because then you need an enchanter. Great stream defined. I just started streaming on green. Started playing on green a short time ago. Level 12 right now. Mage. Nice. I still haven't tried a mage yet. Well, I did, but I only got to level 3. I lost my train of thought now. Oh, I was talking about stamina. Like, back then you needed a cleric or somebody that had an invigorate spell, bard or somebody like that. You needed oh shoot. Well, I guess that's I have to travel back now because I don't have any space. The hell can I get? Oh, I know what I can do. I can trick this. So every slot in a group was like filled. Like, it needed to be a specific class. You needed an enchanter almost every time, just for crowd control. A mage could actually kind of do it too, just by using their pet, but that would also draw other aggro and stuff too. So it wasn't quite as easy to do without an enchanter. Enchanter was pretty much a requirement for any group. Or now you can just melee them down, so it's not really a big deal anymore. But back then it was. You needed a tank, and again, a bard was probably your best choice for a tank. At least like early on, not obviously in your 40s and stuff. Although the argument can be made for still needing them. They're still really good at that level. This is, of course, pre-Kunark and stuff like that, too. And then you started getting better one-handed weapons for the Shadowknight. They started fixing some holes and stuff. Or filling some needs that some classes had that they didn't have. And they realized, oh, if they only had a good weapon, good one-handed weapon that was light, didn't weigh a lot, wouldn't cost a lot of stamina, which I think that's when the Mace of Shadowed Souls came in. Oh, I think it's in the bank. Yeah, I think it is. But I think the Mace Shadow Soul is very light. And then you have, like, contrast, the Worm Slayer is like 15. Which, probably one of the reasons why they made it only primary on P99 is because people would just dual wield it. Like they did back then. But they needed, again, you needed a cleric or something that would restore all of your stamina. remember dual wielding it with my warrior. Actually, I think, if memory serves, I think you could actually primary, secondary, and ranged. So having 3 of them. Although range never affected your stamina usage. When you're meleeing anyway. But it would eat your stamina like crazy. Dual wielding 2 Worm Slayers was crazy. And I think everybody would probably just dual wield Worm Slayers now. It'd be cool if they still could. I don't know if that was a specific Project 99 thing or 1999 thing that they did, or if it was actually something that was done in live game at some point. So, oh, Spiderlink, get over here. Over here. Get. There we go. No Spiderlink silk. Okay. Yeah, I think I have to go. Gotta run all the way to the bank. I think I have. Yeah, I have the Damask stuff that I can sell that I got from Befallen, so I can sell that stuff. I'm gonna put on my charisma stuff. Because why not? What am I missing? Oh yeah, the breastplate. That's right. So I think I got enough anyway, even without it. Sell my light stones. I can probably sell them for more in the common lands, but so what are these worth? Nothing. 5 gold. Well, better than nothing. Snake fangs are like 5 too. Yeah, that's fine. I probably should have kept that for a pet. Yeah, that's alright. 9. I thought they were worth more than that. I thought the Damask stuff was like a plat. I know the pants are a plat. Yeah. What's this thing? Oh no. Red snake fang. Sell them. Nothing? Okay. I gotta look up to see what the Elven Blood is actually for. I think it's for something. I don't want to sell that. Well, I can't turn these in. I could probably sell them for I could probably at least get the 9 plat for them that I would get if I actually turned them in. Now, when I was playing my Erudite Shadowknight, I would just vendor them because there was no way I was going to sell them to anybody there. Mostly because there was never anybody in the zone. It was very rarely anybody in the zone. Okay. Oh, I lost my other buff. Okay. Do I have that? Zombie skin. What's this thing? Spell life tap. Did I buy 2 copies of that? I might have. Oop. Oh, maybe the first time I tried to buy it and then it said my bags are full. Well, it's only like a gold, but I drop this stuff off in the bank. And then see. I can either go to Lava Storm, Najena, or back to Befallen. Really don't like dealing with those necromancers in Befallen. But the spawn timer in Najena is so long. Probably be a combination of inside and outside in Najena. Najena, whatever the hell you want to call it. Like somebody, when they were naming this stuff in this game, were just like, you know what? Let's just put these letters together. You know what? That works. Just use that. Let's put this here. I think my spider. All right, so I've got quite a bit of spiderling silk now. That's pretty good. Spider silk in there. Oh yeah, what was the Mesa Shadowed Soul? Yeah, like 2.6. Compare that to the Worm Slayer, which was 15, 18 and a half. All right, it's a huge difference in your stamina. And that was one of the things that I remember, I'm pretty sure Mesa Shadowed Souls was, yeah, it was Kunark. Karnak, or, wasn't City of Mist. Was it? Lord Kiosk something. I want to say kiosk, but it's not that. Gisok. Yeah, Lord. Yes, it was City of Mist. Okay, right. Okay. I'd saved all of my money up pre-Kunark. I'd sold all my rubicite that I had collected, and I remember buying a Mace of Shadowed Souls, I think for 9k. I think 8 or 9, like it was super early on, and somebody got one, and I remember seeing it in the thing, and people were like going crazy over how awesome it was. And I think I want to say I paid 8 or 9k for it. And when I realized I'd spent all of my money on one item, and then within a month or 2 months, whatever it was, once people caught up to the level and people were able to actually go in and start farming it and went to like, I think it was like 3k. It was so disappointing. And it never really worked out very well for me because pre-Kunark, there wasn't really any one-handed blunts that a Shadowknight could use. Though my skill also sucked with it. let's see here. Okay, so I have that. My bone chips. Zombie skin. I gotta sell that. Okay, so let's keep. This one can go into the bank. I could put that in there. I don't really know what the elven blood is for. I have to look it up too, I guess. But the only other thing, I guess I can keep them. Maybe try to sell them. Maybe I should keep them. Yeah, because when I go through East Commonlands, I can try to sell them. I also had how many high quality bear skins? I had one. I had two, didn't I? Three? Two. Yeah, two. There's 50 flat as well. This one in the bank too, I get. All right. Yeah, two high quality, keep those. I can sell that. Keep the key. Oh, I gotta go to the bank. Wait. There we go. I was already at the bank. I knew that. I was just testing you. 17 plat. All right. I don't need any gear, but still. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to call this stream there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one, and hopefully I will get a actual stream time nailed down in the future. Bye.